Hello all and welcome back. In today's episode, we're going to be exploring a supplement protocol for colds, flus, and COVID. I would just like to state that before making any changes to your diet or supplement routine, to please consult a healthcare professional and or your doctor. If you are taking any medication or are on any medication, please do not make any changes to taking your medication whatsoever. The information on this video is simply for educational purposes and is not and should not be substituted as medical advice. Now, throughout this episode, I will be referring to my notes a lot as I am reading several randomized controlled trials, and I want to make sure that I'm getting the mechanisms correct and the trials correct and not confusing them, having read them many times over. I hope this isn't too complicated, and I hope I've broken it down enough. If you have any questions or queries, please do leave them in the comments and I will try my best to answer them. So many people are coming to me saying that they've caught some kind of a flu or COVID, and it is that time of year where virulence for these airborne viruses are very high. So my aim of this video is to try and provide you with some supplemental tools that may help prophylactically or help shorten the duration of a cold, flu or COVID or lessen the symptoms. So next I'm going to move on to some antimicrobial botanicals, the first being garlic. So recent studies suggest that compounds in garlic, such as Allicin, it's a tough one to say for me, may help regulate the immune response, enhancing the activity of protective cells, whilst also reducing excessive inflammation. This dual action does make it particularly relevant in viral infection like colds, flus, and COVID. So some randomized controlled trials involving garlic supplementation showed symptom severity decreasing, so less days of illness and fewer missed work or school days. But incidences of catching colds and flus wasn't significantly lowered in the trial. Another randomized controlled trial entitled Garlic for the Common Cold had 146 participants, and a garlic supplement versus placebo was given for 12 weeks. It showed fewer colds in the garlic group and fewer days of illness versus placebo. So this is some promising prevention data, but it's only one main trial and it was self-reported, so participants self-reported symptoms and quality issues were also noted. So more studies are definitely needed in order to prove this. Some studies also provide plausible antiviral and immunomodulatory action in vitro, plus limited human observational intervention data, but they are preliminary. So dosage, consistency, extract quality, and applicability to different populations still needs refinement and definitely matters. When it comes to dosing of garlic, generally the recommended dose is between 600 and 1.2 grams daily of standardized aged garlic extract. Daily supplementation, especially in cold and flu season, so I probably wouldn't take it during the summer, I would probably just take it in the winter, and I would take this at first signs or symptoms of a cold or if you're around someone that is sick. There are some odorless forms available. Raw garlic intake also varies and can be beneficial. Make sure you take garlic supplements with food or it can hurt your stomach. So in summary, garlic, particularly aged garlic extract or Allicin rich supplements, shows evidence for reducing the severity of colds and flu-like symptoms and possibly reducing incidences in some cases. In lab studies, it inhibits SARS-CoV-2 replication and affects viral proteins and entry pathways. It also appears to dampen inflammation and oxidative stress, likely contributing to milder illnesses. But most human trials are small or limited in design, and more research is definitely needed to define optimal forms and doses. So back to a more botanical supplement. Olive leaf extract and its bioactive compounds have shown anti-inflammatory effects in human airway epithelial and vascular endothelial cells, reducing pro-inflammatory signaling in the in vitro models. There was a mini review conducted entitled Olive Leaves as a Potential Phytotherapy in the Treatment of COVID-19. The authors did note that the olive leaf has known anti-inflammatory, immunomodulatory, and antipyretic and antithrombotic effects in prior studies, which could be beneficial in viral infections such as COVID-19. So the clinical trial evidence in COVID-19, in a randomized triple-blind clinical trial of hospitalized COVID-19 patients, olive leaf extract was given between 250 milligrams or 500 milligrams every 12 hours for 5 days. This led to statistically greater improvement in clinical metrics. These were body temperature, CRP, which stands for C-reactive protein, so this is a marker of inflammation, respiratory rate, pulse, oxygen saturation, these all had greater improvements versus placebo. So this offers some human data for its potential utility in SARS-CoV-2 infection. There is also an effect on duration of upper respiratory illnesses. So in a randomized controlled trial among high school athletes, olive leaf extract did not reduce incidences of upper respiratory illnesses, but reduced the number of sick days by 28% compared to placebo. This suggests that it may help shorten illness duration even if it doesn't prevent infection. A lab study found that olive leaf extract, which is rich in linoleic acid, can block an enzyme that the flu virus uses to spread between cells, similar to how some flu medications work. In cell studies, olive leaf extract has also been shown to lower the level of key proteins that COVID-19 viruses use to get into human cells, which could help reduce infection. When it comes to dosaging of olive leaf extract, the dose can be between 250 to 500 milligrams twice daily standardized extract. You want it to be between 16 and 20% of oleuropein. The timing, it just says daily during respiratory illnesses or as a prophylactic in high-risk periods in the dosage that was recommended. Make sure you look for standardized products for consistency. So in summary, olive leaf extract contains some compounds that reduce inflammation and modulate the immune response. This shows promise in viral infections like COVID-19. Clinical trials indicate it may improve symptoms in COVID-19 patients and shorten the duration of upper respiratory illnesses. Lab studies do suggest that it can block flu virus entry and reduce COVID-19 viral entry into cells. Finally, let's discuss elderberry. So elderberry binds to viruses and blocks entry. So elderberry contains flavonoids that can attach directly to influenza virions, preventing them from entering host cells and initiating infection. It also inhibits viral replication. This is within COVID and flu. So in vitro, elderberry extract has been shown to reduce replication of SARS-CoV-2 variants in lung cell lines. It also helps modulate cytokine and immune signaling. So elderberry compound can affect inflammatory cytokines such as interleukin number 6, interleukin number 8, and also tumor necrosis factor alpha, and shift immune response patterns in experimental models. When it comes to elderberry dosing, literature suggests that 300 to 600 milligrams standardized extract per day, or elderberry syrup, so 15 milliliters, 3 to 4 times a day. Timing wise, you should take it at the start or a first sign of illnesses and continue to 5 to 7 days. It's generally safe. You should have some caution though in autoimmune conditions due to immune stimulation that it produces. Always check with your doctor. So in summary, elderberry has been shown to block viruses from entering cells, reduce their ability to replicate, and stimulate both mucosal and systemic immunity. While more research is needed, early studies suggest it may help shorten the duration and severity of cold and flu-like symptoms, and it can support immune defenses during viral infections like COVID-19. Remember, the content of this video was for educational purposes only. Please consult your healthcare professional or medical provider before making any changes to your diet or supplement routine. Supplements also need to be seen as supplements. They should not be a substitute for a high-quality, bioavailable, nutrient-dense diet, or good sleep, hydration, and exercise regimens. Thank you very much for sticking with me through that video. I hope that was useful to you. I will catch you in the next one, and that was Science Made Simple.